You ready for this? 10 days from now. Well, today's the 1st, December 1st, as I'm making this reading. So whenever you're listening to it, so it's going to be sometime around, I feel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah, around the 10th, sometime around next week is where it's coming in. Next week, this energy comes in next week. Okay, enough of that. Let's get into this and see what is going on. Very risque to say this to you. I don't know why. It feels very impulsive. It's kind of like, might be even like a drunk confession or a drunk text. Sure, could be. All right, let's see what's going on here. Oh yeah, somebody's definitely been holding back for sure, pushing back. So there's a lot of like holding back, not wanting to say anything. And here's the Wheel of Fortune. Like, oh, Christmas is a good time. The holidays is a good time to say I love you. That's their thinking. All right, you have the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Cups. So could also be a water sign. Let's see. King of Wands, kind of, this is similar to yesterday. You got to go back and listen to yesterday's reading. It'll be at the end screen when the reading's over, when the video's over. Fire energy. What the heck? Okay. Yeah, this is odd because it feels to me like this is someone who is a runner or runs away from this kind of emotional verbalizing, so to speak, sharing their feelings, another way to say it. This is someone who is like an escape artist, but something's shifting here, right? It's all about the holiday blessings, I feel. You might ask this person when you talk to them, how do you feel about me? And they tell you that they love you. It feels like a kind of spurting it out kind of thing. That's why it was feeling very impulsive, because this is not coming from someone who typically shares. They kind of run from that, They don't typically share. They block, or they try to defend or push back on that. Okay, Page of Cups in the reverse. Again, similar to yesterday's reading, a nervousness in the expression of emotion. And they would rather. So this is about saying it, okay? This is about. I don't know that this person has a hard time feeling feelings or expressing feelings in maybe physical ways or, things like that. But when it comes to saying the words, those 3 little words, yeah, that just feels like their weak area. I don't feel like they're a kind of person that emotionally speaks about their feelings, right? And they generally run away from that. Okay, so them coming out and impulsively, putting it out there and saying to you, hey, by the way, is not typical of this person's behavior. It's not typical for them to do that. And if this reading's resonating with you in terms of their inability to share and then them doing it, I get it. You're like, yeah, that's my person here, okay? They're just not used, they don't have much practice. That's what I'm getting. They don't have much practice in sharing their emotions. So it's going to be right before the holidays kick in. Okay, yep. So if you're going to see this person for the holidays, that's when it's going to happen. You may not know right now as you're listening, but there is a reunion. There is going to be a coming together or coming home. It's going to be quite shocking. It's going to be shocking hearing this from them because this isn't typical. So yeah, they're about to say it, Virgo. How do you feel about that? Virgo, you have the 7 of Cups, so that's of course typical. Like, for real, is this real life, really? I mean, I feel like you will believe it because it's not typical for them to say that. If you were hearing it all the time from them, it might lose its value, but you don't ever hear it or never have heard it, or it's very rare. And there's Cancer showing up here. Hold on a second. My light is like... Okay, so there is Cancer energy here. I do see some travel. I do see some action and change being taken. You know, it's not that big of a deal. Do you know what I mean? To tell someone that you love them, to just say, hey, I love you. That's not a big of a deal. That's not that much of a big deal. But to this person, it is. Maybe because it's, for them, a confession. Because they really, really, really do feel it deeply. You know, which explains why they would run away from saying it. Oh my gosh, the vulnerability, even with the lovers, the vulnerability this person feels towards you. It's almost as if like telling you that they love you is going to reveal so much more. Maybe they like to stay in control, or they like to maintain a sense of independence by not sharing their feelings. There's vulnerability to share those feelings. I mean, I don't mean to say that sharing and telling you that they love you is not a big, it is a big deal. I mean, sharing that, right? Obviously, telling someone that you love them is a big deal, because unless someone's using the word love, like they're throwing it around, like they love someone as the same way they love French fries, then that's like so watered down. This person takes it seriously. That's what I'm getting. So for them, it is a very big deal. It reveals so much. There's a depth here to the way they feel about you, and to be vulnerable and to share this with you. That's why the Tower's here. That's what's giving me this shock energy. And I feel like in some ways you've been wanting to hear it, maybe fantasizing about just hearing it. You know, it's nice to hear it. It's important to hear it, to receive it, and to say it. It means everything. Where will you guys be when this gets said? Oh, you got a lot of sword energy. Oh my goodness. Is somebody getting some kind of surgery or something done? If you or this person are getting a procedure done and there's accompanying each other, I feel like that's, where it's going to get said. Something to do with clinical doctor's office. Now, that doesn't mean it's not going to happen if you're not getting any procedure done. A little bit of like someone's going in and having, like a little something done, and the other person, they're giving me this image. And the other person's like, okay, babe, give you a kiss. I love you. You'll be fine. See you when you get out. That kind of thing.